Yo, what's up? Ogechi here, aka Oaghaji, back again with another review. Now, before I begin, just want to let y'all know, like I usually do, that if y'all hear any noises and all that stuff, that is my family. So, with that out of the way, let's begin, shall we? Now, today's review is going to be on the first story arc in the 1987 Seinen post-apocalyptic dystopian martial arts action manga series Riki-Oh, created by Masahiko, Takajo, and Tetsuya Saruwatari, and it's the prison arc. Now, this arc starts off with our main character, Riki-Oh, Saiga, who's a muck, you know what I'm saying, and he went to prison for a crime. And that crime was that he attacked. There was this, gang leader in Japan that sold some drugs, throughout Japan. It has a flowery drug, right? And it kills a young friend that Riki-Oh has, and he decided to use his martial arts skills and superhuman strength to deal with the gang leader and the boss and whatnot. And he was sent to prison for that. Now, the true intent behind this is he's trying to find someone, specifically his brother, which we will not know until we get to the second arc, you know what I'm saying, the Child of Destruction arc. There, he meets him in this prison. It's called JP, or Japan Prison, you know what I'm saying, and like I said, this takes place in Japan during a dystopian time. You know what I'm saying? So as y'all expect, the prison is very corrupt, and its warden is very sleazy. You know what I'm saying? With his henchmen with a hook, and he also has his son who is very big and fat and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So. Within this prison, it's been guarded by 4 people who are very skilled warriors, like, Narumi, the feminine type of fighter. I forgot his name. Yomi. That's it, Yomi. And there's this old person who's I forgot his name. He's very skilled with the strings, whatnot. With his skills. You know what I'm saying? And and others. You know what I'm saying? And there's also there's a big dude called Bondo, who's very big and fat. He's kind of like Mr. Hart, but from Hokuto no Ken, aka Fist of the North Star, but he's a little bit more, a little bit on the hungry type of side and all that stuff. So he meets them, and throughout, and he also has a friend, who's a mute, who has his tongue cut off. You know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. He has to deal with them along with the other stuff that goes on to this, corrupt prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, this guy called Wakamatsu, who was sent to jail because he killed somebody in a car accident, you know what I'm saying? And, even though he didn't mean it, but he was still put to prison anyway. And despite him being on parole, he having a chance to be on parole and being free and all that, he gets denied and he has to hang himself, and he's getting bullied by the other prisoners. And, Riki-Oh, decides to, pay his respects to him and all that, you know what I'm saying? And he deals with these prisoners that bullied Wakamatsu and the other prisoners and all that. And on top, and around this arc, he fights against one of the 3 guards with this. First it was Narumi, then it was, I think, Yomi, you know what I'm saying, who is very skilled in Kung Fu, you know what I'm saying, and no, I think it was around the third. I think that's the third fight. And then he would face. No, the first fight would be against. I think it's Bondo, the big guy, and then there was Narumi, and then there was Yomi, and the old man with the string. I forgot his name. Again, it's been a long time since I've read the manga, so bear with me. This is really off the cuff. but he faces them, and they were very tough, skill guys. But he persevered and defeat them, and not to mention he believes in karma, and he delivers some real unforgiving justice to evildoers. And he has like the Star of David in either his left or right hand. You know what I'm saying? And he has this superhuman strength, as well as him being skilled in Chinese Kung Fu, like the internal Chinese Kung Fu. And he's been trained by a master who was the bodyguard of Chiang Kai-shek, from the nationalist army in mainland China during that time, the Kuomintang. And after he defeats these lords, he will face off against the warden, who is also very skilled in the internal Chinese Kung Fu, as well, to a point where he can transform into this big, monster or whatnot. And he gives Riki-Oh a hard time, but despite this, Riki-Oh was able to, defeat him with his skill, with not only with his martial arts skills, but also with his superhuman abilities as well. Overall, the prison arc in Riki-Oh is a pretty good story arc. It's very dark and grim. And, what I'm saying, we have Riki-Oh Saiga, he has this, overall journey. He helps out the people in need in his own unique way. He definitely gives off Kenshiro vibes, what I'm saying? He definitely does. Also, before I forget, he didn't find, his long-lost brother in the prison, so he breaks out of the prison. Just want to let y'all know that. But yeah, this is a pretty good story arc in my opinion. It's the writing's pretty good. Masahiko Takajo definitely did his thing, what I'm saying. And Tetsuya Saruwatari definitely did his thing with the art, what I'm saying. It's pretty awesome, what I'm saying. And I get the fit with Riki-Oh. It seems like he's trying to repent of something in this story arc, which is, which is true once we get to the later story arcs in the manga. But yeah, and as y'all know, this particular story arc was adapted in the live action in the Hong Kong live action adaptation, called Riki-Oh, the Story of Riki. You know what I'm saying? So just want to let y'all know that. And this arc was also adapted into a OVA as well. So, and that OVA was basically a advertisement to the manga, as we know. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed the story arc, what I'm saying, and it's a pretty good arc. I highly recommend y'all checking out this arc, as well as the entirety of Riki-Oh as a whole, as a manga, what I'm saying. Not only for its action, violent, manly action, but also for its characters and writing as well, in my opinion. So, this story arc gets a 4 out of 5. Hopefully y'all enjoy this review, what I'm saying. I wish I could say more, but I don't want to make this too long. So, and I want to give y'all, I don't want to spoil this arc too much for y'all who wants to read it. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about the prison arc in the Riki-Oh manga in the comments below if y'all read it already. If y'all like this video, y'all can hit that like button and share it. And if y'all enjoy this type of content, y'all can subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to keep y'all notified on the uploads. Y'all can also follow me on other social media accounts, and stay tuned for more other reviews and more other videos along the way. So with all that said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, aka the Pervy Sensei, signing out. Peace.